Welcome to another episode of the DVO show. I'm your host, DVO, Derek Van Otten. Thanks again for tuning in. This week's topic, or this episode's topic I wanted to talk about, is about participation trophies. Did you ever get some of those as a kid? I know I did. I played sports growing up. For example, I played soccer and not baseball, but t-ball. I don't know if you know what that is. It's just the mild beginning stages of baseball, I guess. Yeah, and basketball. Anyway, a lot of sports. I loved playing sports as a kid. In fact, I still love playing sports today. Just different sports. It's kind of funny how, as an adult today, I enjoy playing golf and racquetball and pickleball. So those are what I like to play regularly. But I used to play soccer and baseball and basketball as a kid, and every week, the parents would one parent was responsible for bringing treats for, orange slices or juice boxes, whatever it is, sandwiches. And at the end of the season, no matter how good or how terrible your team did, everybody got a trophy, a participation trophy. And I've got a few of those. And I also have other trophies that I actually won while I was in a young tyke. But anyway, I want to talk about that. I've heard, and maybe you've heard as well, people talk about how do I put this mildly, the pussification of the newer generation, okay? I don't know how to put it. And people blame the generation, how maybe they're a little bit more soft. They're on the softer side. Which is funny because we're the ones that raised them, right? I mean, it always seems, no matter when it is, the older generation is always frustrated or mad at the younger generation. You ever notice that? It's because they're different, right? And they're a different generation. They have different fashion. They have different likes. And we raise them. People tend to forget that. But anyway, I want to talk about participation trophies. And are they good for society? Are they bad for society? And this is my opinion about it. I think maybe in the beginning, maybe it's good that kids see that. Because as a kid, I didn't really, obviously I wanted to win every game, but you didn't grasp every aspect of the sport that I played. I didn't grasp every aspect. So, I mean, obviously I knew for the most part, the most points wins. I get that. But what was nice is when you would get that participation trophy, like you cherish that. I remember putting it on my, what was it, like some type of shelf I had maybe in my bedroom, and I enjoyed looking at it. I enjoyed when people would come over and see these trophies. They're like, oh my gosh, I mean, you know what it's like when you see someone with a trophy, right? You're impressed. It's exciting to see. So I think as a young kid, getting these participation trophies, they were fun because it got me the desire to want to win trophies, to want to win, essentially. And luckily, I didn't stay in everything that just gave participation trophies. I, got into higher levels. And I wanted to always win trophies, whatever it was. I received trophies for spelling bees and drawings that I drew. I've won trophies in business for reaching certain accolades and accomplishments. And I've just always had that desire to win trophies. So I think it's very nice that as a young child, I was involved in something that gave me a trophy, and it made me want to seek and win trophies. Like I want to win, okay? And it doesn't even have to be a trophy. The trophy became a symbol. I didn't care if it was a lunch or a pen or a golf shirt. I mean, if they said, "Hey, we got this on the line, and if you do this, you will win this." I wanted to win it. I just wanted to be recognized. There it is. I wanted to be recognized. I wanted to be looked at as a winner, a champion. And so again, I was appreciative that as a young kid, I was in these sports, I was in these events that gave participation trophies, but I'm also appreciative that I didn't just stay in that same league or organization that always just gave participation trophies. I'm very happy that I advanced or I did something else that didn't give participation trophies. You had to earn that trophy. You had to be a winner. You had to be on a winning team, which was nice too. I liked being on teams where everyone together was trying to reach a goal. And these are things that I did as a kid. So listen, if you guys are my age, or if you're someone that's complaining about the new generation, I think it's these participation trophies that we keep them in. That they always think, hey, life's going to be easy. I'm just going to be able to skate through here and win no matter what. And that seems nice and cushy when you don't have very many responsibilities. But as you get older and you have more responsibilities, as if you're an adult and you're listening to this, as you realize it's easy to get punched in the mouth and get knocked down. And so it's important to not just stay in these easy organizations. It's good to level up. In fact, that's another episode topic I want to do in the future about leveling up. Anyway, that's not for now. So if you've got kids, put them in these organizations, put them in these events, put them in these sports. Hey, if they win a couple participation trophies, regardless of the outcome, hey, no problem. And then, keep advancing them. Let them see what it's like to win that trophy on their own. Because it's okay to brag if it's the truth. All right? I'm saying that I was just talking to somebody on the phone the other day, and they said, I don't really want to toot my own horn, but, and they rattled a couple things off to me. And I told them, hey, it's not really bragging if you're telling the truth, and especially if you're not coming off braggadocious, that helps as well. So participation trophies, I think they're great for a small time being to get a taste, get a sample of that winning spirit, but don't stay in there. Keeping kids in these organizations that automatically are giving them participation trophies will be the softening of the next generation. I do believe that. Anyway, I just want to talk about that, participation trophies, and people complaining about the next generation because we created them, all right? And as I'm looking at my daughter, my oldest, she's 18 and she's a senior in high school and she's graduating next month. And she was in competitions. She tried different things. She tried basketball. She tried taekwondo. She tried volleyball. She tried figure skating. And the one thing she would excel at, that she really enjoyed for a long time, was figure skating. And she won medals. And that's what it did. You get up on a podium and you were judged. And I'm trying to remember if in the beginning, when she first started doing the figure skating, I can't remember if everyone got some type of participation trophy or medal. I don't remember that. I do remember where she would be in competitions and she was one of 3. So yeah, one of them's going to get first, second, and third. So the worst she's going to do is get third place and get a medal. All right. But there was times where she was competing with girls from all over the state and she won medals. She got second place. I don't remember all the places she got. And there was times where she didn't get anything at all. And I think it was good for her to experience that all. It was good for her to say or see that, hey, sometimes they're a little easier to get. Sometimes you have to really fight to win that. And I think that's really good for people to see and really good for our kids to see that. And if you're in a company, maybe you're in sales, maybe you're in network marketing, sometimes those organizations are great because they have award systems. And I encourage you to win it all, right? To compete and be the best of the best. So anyway, that's why I want to talk about participation trophies on this week's episode. And then this entrepreneur highlight is maybe a continuation from last week's episode where I talked about taking that vacation. And I told you how me and my family have a whole vacation booked up for about a week and a half in August. But we're going to California. We're going to Disneyland and San Diego. So I want to talk about Walt Disney, the creator of Disneyland, because I think when you think of Disney, you think of a lot of other things when you think of Disney, when you hear the word Disney. And I think it's easy to forget that it was created by Mr. Walt Disney. So I wanted to share his story. Let me put my notes up here. Well, Walt was born in December 1901 in Chicago, Illinois. And in 1903, his parents moved to Missouri to a farm. Walt took an interest in drawing very early. And as a small child, he took art classes and eventually got a job as a commercial illustrator when he was 18. In the early 1920s, Walt packed up and moved to California, where he began assembling the Disney Brothers Studios with his brother Roy. Walt's first highly popular success came in 1928 when he developed a little character you might have heard of named Mickey Mouse. All right. And in the early years, Walt also voiced Mickey Mouse. Well, by 1934, Walt had grown dissatisfied with producing these little cartoon shorts he was making. Maybe you heard of a couple like Steamboat Willie. And he wanted to pursue full-length feature cartoons because he believed they would be a lot more profitable than these little shorts. Well, Walt began a 4-year production of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This film cost $1.5 million to produce in 1934, which was 3 times over the budget for the movie. Snow White premiered in 1937 and became the most successful motion picture by 1938. Walt went on to release other classic films. You might have heard of them like Pinocchio and Fantasia. However, the motion picture both of them took losses. So by the end of February 1941, Walt was deeply in debt. And in response to his financial crisis, Walt and his brother Roy started the company's first public stock offering, so going public. Shortly after the release of Dumbo, the United States entered World War II. He then formed the Walt Disney Training Films Unit. All right, this was to produce instructional films for the military. And you can kind of see those if you watch those early Disney cartoons and shorts. There's a lot of military influence in there. And they produced these Donald Duck shorts to promote war bonds. And if you remember, you don't think about it much now, but Donald Duck is in the Navy, right? If you forgot. All right, well, Bambi was released in 1942, and that lost at the box office. So with Bambi and Pinocchio and Fantasia all losing money, Walt was now in debt $4 million. Well, in 1950, right, 8 years later, he went back to doing his animated features, and he came out with Cinderella. It cost $2.2 million to produce, but it earned nearly $8 million just in the first year. Well, for several, obviously you can tell he kind of got out of his debt situation. Well, for several years, Walt had been considering building a theme park. So in 1952, Walt received zoning approval to build a theme park in Burbank, California, near the Disney Studios. But this plot of land was just too small in his where he was thinking. So they moved to Anaheim, California, and he formed WED Enterprises, which now is known as Walt Disney Imagineering, and used his own money to pay a group of designers and animators to work on the plans. Construction began in July of 1954, and the park had its grand opening in July of 1955. The opening ceremony was broadcast live and pulled 70 million viewers. Although there were minor problems with the park, it was a success overall, and after a month of operating, Disneyland was seeing over 20,000 visitors a day. By the end of its first year, the park had attracted 3.6 million guests. And in 1965, Walt announced plans for Disney World in Florida. Well, on November 30th, 1966, Walt was diagnosed with lung cancer. On December 15th, just 10 days after his 65th birthday, he passed away from a circulatory collapse caused by the cancer. After Walt's death, his brother Roy postponed his own retirement just so he can take full control of the Disney companies, and then opened Walt Disney World, dedicating it to his brother Walt in 1971. Walt Disney World expanded in 1982 with Epcot. Over all the years that Walt Disney was producing these films, he received 59 Academy Award nominations and winning 22. Those are both records with the Academy Awards. In 2009, Walt's daughter Diane and her son Walter opened up the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco, California. There's thousands of artifacts and numerous awards on display highlighting Walt's life and career. I didn't know that till just now. That's incredible. I want to find this out. I want to go check this place out. I think that's pretty cool. In 2018, Disney earned $19.6 million per day. All right. And this is the companies they have acquired. Obviously, if you don't know, they have launched Disney Plus streaming, but Disney owns ESPN, like as in the sports channel, okay, ABC, Lifetime, History Channel, A&E, FX, Marvel Studios, and Lucasfilm, the Star Wars franchise. If you didn't know, that's big. All right. I'm going to tell you guys right now my favorite quote from Walt. And it's this. And why this is one of my favorite, there's a few quotes that I really like, but the reason why I'm picking this one is it does really relate to entrepreneurship in my opinion. But here's the quote. I dream. I test my dreams against my beliefs. I dare to take risks, and I execute my vision to make those dreams come true. That's what you have to do, folks. You have to take high risks in order to get high rewards. And believe in yourself, test yourself, dream big. Thanks for listening and watching. Have a great one. Bye.